So you might think that the core of our attention, well, not over the whole painting, but certainly in areas, would be cadmiums in this case. They're not. The sun itself is actually just yellow ochre. When we move outside around the sun, then we're going to get into our cadmiums, or we are into them. And I'm not going to have that many right around the sun. The whole painting is going to be quite sparing in cadmiums. Even here, probably not, but down in here in the reflection we'll have some. It'll pick up the game again. So you can see that I'm kind of, for the moment, I don't know if it's going to stay, laying in sort of a star shape, right? I'm taking my knife, and no, I'm not drawing the paint, I'm not putting the paint on as, radially. I'm still laying it on, but I'm trying to make sure that my angles and my blobs of paint are more or less radial to the sun. It's a fair bit of work to do that. And I don't mind it a bit. Trying to be, if I have a little bit of these colors here, I try to put them under here, out here. Just trying to work my way around it, and I'll continue to do so as we go around the entire sky. That's why it's kind of handy to have laid in some indexing lines. I doubt that on camera you can see them because they're actually pretty subtle at this point. But I can, and I only care about me. So there you go. But we're varying things here, trying to keep it looking a little rustic. So I've used, almost immediately adjacent to the sun, I used straight yellow ochre. And then I went over it with cad yellow deep, yellow ochre, and some white. And as we work our way out, I'm putting in a little bit of alizarin crimson here and there. And whenever I do one of these sort of sparkly looking sunsets, I keep revisiting it. I do a lot of grooming. It really, to me, it requires a pile of grooming. And I try to get them right. I try to get my strokes right. Even though I do a lot of grooming, I don't want to manipulate the paint that I've already got on there. I would far sooner lay some sparkle on top. And it never goes well enough for that to happen. Again, so what? The desired effect ends up being there anyway. So that comes down. I don't think I want a line running right off of it. And likely these lines on the edges, they're probably going to get covered. They're probably not even going to be there eventually. But I think it's not a bad starting place. You know, if throughout the entire sky I still have a little bit of, not these colors, but higher chromas or higher values going in a gentle line, just poking their heads here and there, sort of a loosely indicated line, that I'm okay with that, because that just repeats right here. Maybe I'll back up so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Oops. Yeah, so if we do this, as I mentioned, just some lighter spots here and there, cutting across the sky, sort of horizontal. It's okay, it's repeated here. I don't want the whole sky to have an overabundance of everything radiating from here. I would like some fluctuation in the colors. Obviously, as we get further away on the right-hand side, we'll go into the more, well, the blues, the deeper blues. Okay, I think that I should probably hold off now with the cadmiums and go to yellow ochre and alizarin crimson and begin to add a hint of cobalt blue, just a hint, because I want it to be a purple, but a very red purple. Because we're graduating slowly from that blob of light to the surrounding area. Okay. Touch of yellow ochre, alizarin crimson. Oh, maybe what I should do is put some cobalt blue on my palette. That helps. Let's see if cobalt blue is a good choice for this. So cobalt blue, alizarin crimson, some white, and yellow ochre to keep the combination warm. Again, we're going to lay, we've mixed up a little bit, we're going to lay it evenly. We're going to try to keep control of some evenness as it goes away from the sun, as the colors see that a little bit all round. Too light. I'm not putting a lot of paint on because I'm not going to necessarily finish the sky before these strokes are on, and I don't want to have to bump over ridges. I want to allow myself the ability to make changes over paint that, if it's not wet, at least It's a thin enough layer that I can jump over it without too much concern. And I'll even put a few strokes out here. A little bit away. A little bit away. All right. Yep, it's a bit of a disorganized mess right now. That's perfect. I'm going to get back to you once we have our sky, well, possibly in all the way. If not, then close to being in. See you soon.